Hello everybody and welcome back. A couple days ago I was asked which games are the best that involve crossplay between either Quest and PCVR and PSVR2. So today we're going to be going through the games that I played and I've enjoyed that are just that, allowing you to connect with other players on different platforms and play with friends on different devices. Before we jump in though, only 25% of you are subscribed, so if you feel like subbing to the channel and like everything PSVR2 and VR related, please feel free to do so, and thank you to our patrons and YouTube members who bring this content to you. Let's kick things off with Crossfire Sierra Squad, a game that I'll either have covered recently or will be covering soon in its co-op mode, and it is utterly fantastic and really fun to play. This is only available on PCVR as it is available on Steam, so only PSVR2 to PCVR will have crossplay. There's no Quest here unfortunately, but Crossfire is such a fun shooter, especially if you turn on realism mode. It turns from a more arcade shooter style game to a far more punishing and difficult but rewarding experience. There is something ridiculous like 60 missions to complete in co-op, which is just a load of content and they take about 5 to 10 minutes each, so there's a lot to do there, and I can vouch for this one after playing it recently. I can say similar things for Arizona Sunshine 2, another game that can be played with 1 or 2 people in its story mode. Jump on a Quest and on a PSVR2 and you're able to play with friends on either platform. The entire campaign is accessible to you, so have fun blasting zombies with a friend. From the same devs, Vertigo Games, After the Fall is another great co-op PSVR2 and Quest compatible game. Its Left 4 Dead style of gameplay is perfect for co-op, and it's absolutely manic fun running around with 3 friends blasting at zombies as you try and complete missions, upgrade your gear, and progress through the game. Some of the gunplay does feel a little bit dated compared to newer VR titles, but Vertigo Games have put a lot of love into this one. There's a lot of content to enjoy, and a lot of guns and equipment to unlock, and a lot of maps to explore, so consider After the Fall for your co-op fix. Demeo is another PSVR2 game that can be played with either Quest or PCVR, and I need to play more of this because it is fantastic. I believe you can also play it flat screen on PS5, and you're able to play it with PSVR2 players, which is just fantastic too. This Hero Quest Warhammer D&D style of game allows you to immerse yourself in a tabletop game where you traverse through dungeons, taking on enemies and boss fights, and using your abilities to make it through. There's a load of content to be found here as well, and the devs of this game are now working with Wizards of the Coast on the first VR D&D game, which is really exciting, so hopefully that one is crossplay too, but Demeo is crossplay. I've tried it, I've done it, it's fantastic. A game that's compatible with PC and also Xbox, if you happen to play on that platform with a friend, is No Man's Sky. One of the best VR games, hands down, of all time. I absolutely adore this one. Even just exploring without any of the survival elements, it's still worth the price of entry, but there's so much to love here no matter what gameplay style you enjoy. Whether you want to play with flat screen friends or somebody else playing in VR on PC, all these options are accessible to you. And if you somehow haven't played No Man's Sky, please go and do so because the crossplay on it is brilliant and the game itself is fantastic. Phasmophobia is the same deal if you want to play with anyone on Xbox, on flat screen PS5, or on PCVR. The PSVR2 version of the game allows you to do so. Despite some jank, it is a fantastic game. I'll stand by that. I've really enjoyed it, put about 30 hours into the game in VR so far. If I had more spare time, it would be more than that. The game is just so damn fun. So please consider hunting ghosts in VR if you're looking for a crossplay game with PC and Xbox. But if you're looking for an accessory for your PSVR2, today's sponsor VRRock has you covered. They're makers of prescription VR lenses, and I use them on my PSVR2 as they offer both magnetic and non-magnetic options, blue light filters, anti-glare filters, and from today, November 28th to December 2nd, it is your chance to go and pick some up at 15% off using my discount code, JammyHero15, which is on screen right now. I absolutely love my lenses. I went with the non-magnetic option, as they have a small cutout for your nose at lower IPD options, and I have not taken them off since putting them on. Get yourself some peace of mind for your PSVR2 lenses, as it's a lot easier to replace a pair of 50 or 30 pound lenses than it is to replace an entire 500 pound headset. That is JammyHero15 for 15% off from the VRRock store. The link is in the description below. There has never been a better time to go and get these. Thank you to VRRock for being the sponsor of today's video, and let's get on to the next game. If you want some beat game style action, Synth Riders also offers multiplayer lobbies with full crossplay, so you can jump in and compete for the highest score to your favourite songs. The same goes for Walkabout Mini Golf, having crossplay now with the Quest version, PCVR, and it also now has a Pocket version too. Walkabout Mini Golf has consistent updates. In fact, another DLC is coming soon, and I absolutely adore this game. It is simply fantastic. The perfect one to jump in with friends and complete a golf course together while you catch up. Ghostbusters Rise of the Ghost Lord is also crossplay, so if you like to jump in with these Ghostbusters themed missions, hunting down the undead, using all of the equipment from the films in some of its iconic locations, with quite a lot of content to be explored, this is the game for you. 1v1 sword fighting game Broken Edge is also on Quest and on PSVR2 and is crossplay with both. It's quite difficult, but once you start getting it, it's really satisfying, and I really enjoyed playing this. It felt like fencing in VR and requires some serious skill to get good at. Fast-paced Doom-like game Hellsweeper VR is also crossplay for its co-op mode, so you can cleanse the world of evil and demons with a buddy or two. This one is for people who have their VR legs though, as there is a lot of jumping around, some flipping if you feel so inclined, and a lot of fast-paced movement. And who can forget Pavlov, which is crossplay on PC with PSVR2. It did start out this way, but we got an update for PC crossplay a little while ago. Pavlov is one of the best games on PSVR2. I absolutely love it. I have very, very fond memories of playing this game on the launch of PSVR2. It's how I met most of my friends who play PSVR2. And honestly, it's one of the most underrated social games for the entire platform. And now you can play crossplay with PC, although you cannot play crossplay with Quest, because that is a different version of the game. Unfortunately, no PCVR lobbies with mods are accessible on Pavlov on PSVR2, as we are limited to vanilla content only. Adding to the shooter category, Breaches is also crossplay between PCVR and Quest and PSVR2. This is a Rainbow Six Siege-like VR game where you can rappel, breach in, use a variety of weapons, manage money in a CSGO style throughout rounds, plant the bomb, defuse a bomb, and get killed by people you can't even see, in classic Siege style. It's really fun, especially with friends, and crossplay means the servers never run dry. If you want to slow things down a little bit, Puzzling Places is also multiplayer. This game allows you to build 3D scanned puzzles of real places and objects with a friend, with some really relaxing music and amazing sound design. I adore Puzzling Places, it's a fantastic PSVR2 game, and I implore you to give it a try with a friend. Absolutely beautiful kayaking sim Kayak VR Mirage is also crossplay with PCVR now that it's got its multiplayer update. This one is not available on Quest unfortunately, but it is a fantastic looking game and a really relaxing one. I've spent a lot of time in this, and me and Outcast checked out the multiplayer update not too long ago, and it works flawlessly. If you fancy jumping into a VR mech and blasting away at some bugs with a friend, roguelike mech game Big Shots has you covered. With full crossplay between Quest and PSVR2, you can enjoy piloting a mech with a buddy of your choice. And lastly, if you want to figure out who among you is an imposter, Among Us VR is crossplay between PCVR, Quest, and PSVR2. You'll find a lot of squeakers on this game, so if that isn't your thing, maybe stay away. But if you've got a couple of friends that you can make a private lobby with, or if you don't mind putting up with a couple of squeakers until you get a good lobby, Among Us VR is a load of fun and can be absolutely hilarious. Anyway, that'll do us for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members who bring this content directly to you once again. If you have any other games you can think of that you love that are crossplay that I've missed out here, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you to VR Rock for being a paid partner of today's video. Again, that's JammyHero15 at the store for this limited time discount. Thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next one.